What about your friends? Are they going to be around? Are they going to let you down? Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Card Tender coming to you with a video on our new channel, Anew World. So, what we want to focus on here is just people trying to be better people, for us to be better people, for us to talk as decent people. So that's why I picked this topic first. What about your friends? Because a lot of times, you'll have what you think are good friends, and you do. And then you'll have other times friends that, I don't know. But let's talk about it. First thing is that what type of friend are you? Are you the type of friend that says, hey, you know what I mean? What's up, dog? I'll be there. And then the next thing you know, there's nowhere to be found. Or are you the type of friend that when you come and talk about everything? Oh, look at that over there. Look at how that's being done. Look at that. Well, that's crazy. Yo, you seen Shorty such and such? Yeah. So, we always got to question people's motives. Now, this is what I'll say also, is that have I been that type of friend at times? Probably. But here's a big difference. And here's what I want us to really think about is that when you come, if you come to support people, what does your support look like? Are you one of the kind of people that come to a baby shower, a wedding, or anything, but every time you come, you're empty-handed? Okay? Because I know people like that also too. Or now, and this is 2025, but even in 2024 or 2023, do you come with a $15 gift card to Walgreens or somewhere? Now, I want to say this also too, because a lot of things have to be based off of budget. But overall, most of us know that these things are coming up, and that when these things come up, what we need to do is that, just do a little bit of planning. Just do a little bit of thinking. Say, because you know what? That's my homeboy. That's my homegirl. That's my aunt, my uncle, whomever it is, brother, sister. So when we go somewhere, and I'll give you a prime example, because typically, if a person puts on a party or whatever, it costs them a lot of money. Yeah, is it your responsibility? No. But the thing is that as a decent person, do you feel like you should be a good contributor, especially based on the type of relationship that you have with the person or these people, right? So, and sometimes, listen, some of us don't know. Some of us really don't know. So like for me, a rule of thumb is that, if I'm going to somebody's baby shower or something like that, minimum I try to do is $50, at least a $50 gift card, because that can help out, towards whatever, I'm not going overboard, but I'm doing something that's, could be budget friendly or within my budget, as opposed to coming with nothing. All right. Another thing, and this is typical because some people just don't know. So this is why, I just wanted to bring some of these issues up and talk about some of this stuff. If you go to someone's wedding, all right, and you take, your wife, your husband, your, girlfriend, whatever the situation may be, when you go to a wedding, plates, especially nowadays, average from 100 to 200, depending on the extravagance, 300 per plate. Now, once again, depending on your budget and where you're at, I'm not saying you have to go with, if it's $150 a plate, $300. Although that is etiquette, that is the proper etiquette to go if you go to a wedding, that you pay for yours and your date's plate. But you at least want to go with $150, $200. Now, I'll give you another, for instance, and I know, what I'm saying, some people might kill me about this too. Now, if you're in the wedding, do you give something? And, that's true. And, that would be a good thing to do. Have I gone to a wedding and been in something and not giving anything? Yes. Typically because I probably spent a lot of money on being in the wedding. Now that's no excuse, but it just could be, the way my, you know, stuff was set up financially at the time, and maybe that was a commitment on top of what I've already done that I couldn't, stand at the time. But I always do make sure that I show up and that try to be a full participant also, because that's another thing. Sometimes you'll have people that show up and they're okay with just sitting on the side, as opposed to like at parties helping break tables down, setting stuff up, any of that. And like I said, also too, a lot of this is relative based on how close you are with the person. So these are certain things that we want to think about. And like I was saying before, showing support. Showing support to your friends means a heck of a lot. And I bring this up because most times we go through life and we don't have to deal with, a lot of our own personal struggles or tragedies to a level to where it has us incapacitated or kind of like in a space where we can't really do much for ourselves. But when you do get in those situations, it's good to have a good support system. It's good to have good friends. It's good to have people who feel like, hey, look, this person has been a great person to me. This person has been a good person to me. What do I need to do, or what can I do to kind of slow myself down a little bit to help this person out? And so let me give you some examples of that. A couple of things. At one point I was hurt pretty badly. And so what happened was, and thank God for still having a mother. So my friends out there who still have your mother, and good mothers also, you should be, you're fortunate, because I know I am. If you have a good team of people, like I had, a good group of really, really good group of guys and some ladies who, really helped me out, considering, I'm not married or anything like that, that really helped me out and that really came through as good, decent people. All right. And so let me expound on that. So for a period of time, I couldn't even move. My leg was messed up from an incident. And, I wasn't able to do a lot of stuff for myself. So, of course, typically, how it is, your mom's, dad, aunts, cousins, they're all going to step in and step up and try to help you out. And so I did. I was able to get a lot of that, which was really, really cool and helpful. Even just other friends saying, hey, look, Greg, you okay? Are you, do you need something to eat? People who bought food, people going shopping for me, just doing different things because I couldn't do it for myself, which I thought was a real stand-up thing for them to do. But a lot of times you may not get that. So I wanted to thank those people first, because the kind of lesson that I want to talk about and teach today is that about those friends of us who don't know how to do that as well. Those are friends of us who don't know how to say, hey, listen, things come up, and once again, like I said, you have some people that don't share the same kind of bond with you that you thought you shared with them. And it happens. Like over a period of time, it happens, and so you can't be mad at that also. So I'll say this. When a friend, as opposed to, so, say for instance, if you get hurt, you get in a situation where, you really can't make any money, or you can't make money the way you used to, right? As a friend, and now this is something that I learned also from going through my own experience, and even me, it will teach me to be an even better friend, is that, as opposed to sometimes asking somebody what they want, and I'm gonna give a shout out to a couple homies, George and Kev, because what they did was, instead of, they were probably the only two, who said, hey man, listen, do you need any money? And my one buddy, George, he didn't even ask. You know what he did? He just cash tapped it. And it wasn't a whole bunch of money, but it was the thought that counted, because, I'm a pretty get up and go kind of person doing a lot of stuff. But sometimes when you get hurt, or if you're hurt, it's virtually impossible to do. Now, I'm not saying that money is everything. I'm not saying that money is everything, but when you can't work or when you're limited to the work that you can do, it is good to have friends that'll say, "Hey, look, I got you," And a lot of times with that, because we all have Cash App, we all have Zelle, we all have Apple Pay, we all have a bunch of stuff, right? So the deal is that you don't have to ask a person if they need something if you know that they're kind of down. What can you do? You could just send it. You could just send it. Even as old as I am, sometimes my mama just send me $50, $100, whatever, out of the blue because of her love and care for me, right? And I just expressed to people, and I wanted to put this out because I want people to understand that friendship, especially as you get older. When you're 20, I'm 50. So when you're in your 20s, 30s, sometimes you kind of overlook some of that stuff, and there's a lot of great people out there that don't. They get it, they understand what I'm saying, and they get along and do what they have to do. But you still have a lot of people, a lot of older people in my age bracket and under who don't understand that. They don't understand that there's certain small things that you can say, hey, look, and that's cool because you may not have any money to Zelle or PayPal or send a person or Apple Pay or Google Pay. You might not have it. So I've had other friends, come bring me food. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homie TT. Came and bring me plates, her and her husband and her daughter, because the thing is that, at a point, when you call somebody your friend or you have a friend, you got to take care of each other. Shout outs to a lot of people, even when I was in the hospital, bringing me food, bringing me donuts, bringing me, anything, one of my other homies, Bob and Calvin, coming over, fixing my heater, and not, charging me all kinds of crazy stuff when I was in a vulnerable situation. And it's many other people, but I just wanted to shout them out because, your friends have to be people that when it comes down to it, they understand you. You understand them. Because people can sit and talk all day. They can say, oh yeah, I got you, I'll be there. And then they don't show up. Or they give you, a million excuses as to why they can't show up. So, to me, a friend is supposed to be somebody who has a bond. But number one for me, a friend is a person that can keep their word. And if you can't do something, just say, hey, look, I can't do it. I even had friends who, I never even heard of from while I was in the hospital. And that's okay too, because I know everybody has their own life going on, right? But, in the words of somebody I used to work with that I really like, Rima, that I used to work with, used to say, because, people would, start talking trash and saying this and, oh, you this and you that. And the one thing she would say was, today me, tomorrow you. Which means that, yeah, okay, well, you're talking to me or I may be in this situation today, but right around the corner, you never know if it could be you. So that's also another lesson that I've learned. And sometimes, we all got to learn the hard way. Although I feel like I've been a pretty supportive friend throughout my life. But yeah, we get this. These are some of the things that we have to think about. All right. So just looking back at some of this stuff, and I kind of pretty much touched on it, like about friends and what can friends do better. And lastly, I'll say this too. When you have friends, because I think sometimes we need to hear this. If you're doing something for a friend, right? Same thing I told you earlier about my buddies who came in and fixed my heater for me. I'm not expecting them to do anything for free. Yeah, they may not charge me what they would charge a typical client, but I'm not expecting them to do anything for free. The same thing comes when it comes to any other type of hustle, legally, hopefully, or anything like that. If a friend puts you on to something, hey, listen, got this job or whatever, friends put you on to something. I'm not saying that it always has to be something where your friend says, hey, look, I just got this $10,000 job, I'm going to pocket about 6,000 of it, 5,000 of it, and thank you for the referral, homie. No, everybody out here is living to try to advance the lives of themselves and their families. So you know what that might mean? That might mean, hey, I know I might clear $5,000, $6,000 on this job, but I'm gonna kick back something to my buddy, and that can just be a shallow level friendship, just even a work friendship. But it's funny to me how a lot of times, the closer the friendships are, when stuff like that happens, you never hear anything back from the friend. You don't hear anything back from the person. And a lot of times, over life, I would let that stuff slide because I know how to make my own money. But the thing is that still, there still has to be rules to it. There still has to be some kind of G code to it. There still has to be a homie code to how we do and govern our lives and ourselves when it comes down to our friends. So, hey, this is going to be a long series, but I just wanted to put that part out there. So, what about your friends? Will they be around? Will they let you down? Hey, till the next time.